Hello, I'm Samantha Nolan-Smith from the School of Visibility. And what we focus on at the School of Visibility is supporting people to feel seen and heard. And this video that you're about to watch came out of work that we do at the School of Visibility around intergenerational impacts of being silenced, being unheard, being unseen, not just in the current generation, but throughout time. And we work on breaking that pattern, on healing the wounds associated with feeling invisible or unheard, and opening the possibility for something new. And this particular video came about after the Hamas attack on Israel on the 7th of October. I was observing this intergenerational pattern playing out, something that felt very, very old and ancient around Jewish people being blamed, around there not being a lot of sympathy for the suffering of Jewish people, around the narrative switching very quickly to one around this being the fault of Jewish people. And as I was observing this, I was really conscious that this is an old pattern, that this pattern has gone on for centuries. And I was talking to friends, and one of them, Cass, who you're going to see on the video, had been saying to me how distressed she was about what she was seeing and what was happening in the diaspora for Jewish people and the rise in anti-Semitism. And I asked her if she would be willing to do this video to see if we could offer some solace and some healing, and perhaps to start shifting that intergenerational pattern. So this particular video is clearly for Jewish people. It's exclusively for Jewish people. If you're a member of another community and you feel, well, we have our own intergenerational pattern around silencing, around not being heard or not being seen, and there are many, many, many communities who have their own patterns in this regard, then please reach out. I'm happy to do more of these videos for any community that feels they would benefit from them. For today, this one is specifically about the intergenerational pattern of anti-Semitism, how it shows up and how it's experienced by Jewish people, and it aims to provide some opportunity for healing there. A series of compassion key phrases, and as I'm doing them, Cass is going to repeat them after me. And then anybody who's watching the video, would you just repeat the phrases with Cass? And then Cass, if you find that as I'm saying a phrase, you suddenly feel either there's something else I want to add to it, so there's a phrase I want to add, then please speak up, add that. If you're listening to this and you think that's not quite the phrase, then I would do the phrase that I say, but then I would add an additional phrase as well. Or if you find that the pronouns don't work for you, for example, and you think it should be them or it should be he or it should be she or whatever, then you change the pronouns. There's a lot of things I'm going to do in a specific tense, and I'm going to encourage you to stick with me on the tense, and that's important for the way that the modality works. And other than that, it's just really connecting with heart center. You can do this eyes open, eyes closed, and just welcome. And thank you for being here. So,
And also to anyone watching or listening, have some tissues nearby because you might need them.
I have
We
a
both
box.
have. Yeah, we both have a brand. I have a brand new box. I just went to open.
Okay. Okay. So let's I'm going to close my eyes. And
Yeah,
closing the
same.
eyes serves the purpose of not getting distracted and brings your attention into yourself, into your body. And we're going to bring the focus out of the mind and out of the head and all the thinking and everything that's been going on in the day, and just bring it into the heart center. So we just bring our attention there into the heart center. And then we might just notice the rest of the body below the heart center. So everything from the heart center down, just take a moment to do a scan to connect with all elements of the body, moving all the way down through the hips and the legs and just down into the feet. That's it. And then coming back to the heart center, and we're going to work from this place. We're going to speak from this place. And as I say a phrase, Cass is going to repeat it. If you're watching on the video, you just repeat the phrase. We'll start with some general phrases, then we'll probably have a little bit of a chat and we'll do a second round of phrases. And you're speaking to the parts of you that are carrying this heavy collective energy, the parts of you that feel wounded, the parts of you that feel unseen. So you're using the language, I'm so sorry this happened to you. You're speaking from your most compassionate self. I'm so sorry you feel unseen.
I'm so sorry you feel unseen.
I'm so sorry you feel unheard.
I'm so sorry you feel unheard.
I'm so sorry they don't understand you.
I'm so sorry they don't understand you.
I'm so sorry they blame you.
I'm so sorry they blame you.
I'm so sorry they're not listening.
I'm so sorry they're not listening.
I'm so sorry they keep saying it's all your fault.
I'm so sorry they keep saying it's all your fault.
I'm so sorry you're carrying so much blame.
I'm so sorry you're carrying so much blame.
I'm so sorry they don't like you.
I'm so sorry they don't like you.
I'm so sorry you were their scapegoat.
I'm so sorry you were their scapegoat. Can I add one then?
Yes, please.
I'm so sorry you're always their scapegoat.
It's exactly what I was going to say.
Okay.
Let's all do that one together. I'm so sorry you've always been their scapegoat.
I'm so sorry you've always been their scapegoat.
Showing that healing can take place with laughter just as much as tears.
While your eyes sting from the mascara in your eyes. Memo to self. Don't wear mascara with the clearing the sound.
Thank you. Thank you for that moment of levity.
Also, can we just say, speaking of levity, before Sam was whooshing in and out of this app that we're in, and it sounded like Bewitched with Samantha, and then she giggled like Samantha from Bewitched, and then she's like, I'm named after Samantha from Bewitched, so there's like, and she's like, something's happening, so there's witchy magic always with Sam, but like really in right now. She giggled and we both go, wait, you just sounded like Samantha.
It sounds like a cackling witch from long ago. Jewish and witchy energy combining today.
I was just about to say, this also just shows, I think, like the strength of the Jewish spirit, that like we will sob and then we will dance and laugh. Yeah.
That's such a characteristic of a resilient community, isn't it? Let's just draw a few things into the next round. So What are some of the other experiences you'd like to, or some of the feelings, or some of the things you've observed that you would like to incorporate into the next clearing?
Shock, shock of like people's responses and reactions, apart from just the of what happened, the pain of people. There's like the pain of people wanting to, and I've sat in it too, of people wanting to show you the trauma that happened to prove to you it happened, but then the pain that they hold by having to show more trauma. And then people saying it's AI.
Oh,
People
denial.
say it's AI.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's the denial, there's the
Oh,
silence.
we really have to go into denial on a couple of levels, because denial of Holocaust, denial, so many denials.
Yes.
Yep. Silence. Yep.
There's the silence, and not the silence of like people who I personally never guilted someone into like, you're not speaking up. That's not what I mean. The silence of the Me Too movement, who for 41 days said nothing about the mass rape. Nothing. And UN women who said nothing about the Jewish trauma. And people trying to like yeah.
So there's
It's that silence.
the silence.
Denial and silence. You try to show and then it's denied, and then but then also it's shown and people are quiet.
And
And TikTok, the people who just have a history lesson over the last 6 history lesson on TikTok and think they know all the things, and you're like, I just see it in the image. I'm like, you're just jumping on a bandwagon. It doesn't impact you.
yeah.
You do, like this.
Oh, it's painful in the solar plexus, isn't it? Can I ask one question before we dive into the next one? Is it accurate to say, I feel like I've observed this lack of support from people who you would think would be on your team, so to speak. And I say team in inverted commas, but I wonder if that's a particular element of the wounding as well.
Huge, and it's across every industry. Like musicians that I adore, writers that I adore, people who were quiet after the October 7 attacks, said nothing, said nothing, said nothing until they say ceasefire. Which I understand why people are saying it. No one wants to harm the civilians. But for me, I'm like, why did you say nothing? Now you're saying something. It's this thing of constantly trying to be pushed. Someone's trying to push you down to one up you with the argument that you're always up, being upped, and you're always trying to push someone else down, like whack-a-mole. And it's either absolute silence from people, or it's the I want to say misinformed, but they're not. They don't understand the whole picture.
Okay, let's do another round. Unless there's something that has to be spoken now, but there will be, I feel like there's going to
No.
be one more
Yeah.
third round. So, yeah. Okay. Thank you, Cass. And it's like speaking up and then, yeah, I got it. I've got it. Okay.
And then you don't want to speak up
Yeah. Yeah. Then
because,
you feel silence. Yeah.
yeah, you feel silenced or you get abused.
Yeah. Okay.
Or you just lose more people who you thought loved you and you thought you loved.
Okay. Let's take another round. Coming in, if we're up in the mind at all, let's come again down into the heart center. It's sort of heart center, solar plexus. As we were talking, my solar plexus started to really hurt. So if yours is hurting, then we're going to work on that now. I'm so sorry this is happening again.
I'm so sorry this is happening again.
I'm so sorry they're silent again.
I'm so sorry they're silent again.
I'm so sorry they don't see your trauma.
I'm so sorry they don't see your trauma.
I'm so sorry if they see your trauma, they discount your trauma.
I'm so sorry if they see your trauma, they discount your trauma.
I'm so sorry your trauma is being played out so very publicly.
I'm so sorry your trauma is being played out so very publicly. Can I say one more bit? I'm so sorry they blame you for your trauma.
Yeah, I'm so sorry they blame you for your trauma. I'm so sorry everyone has an opinion about you.
Oh, I feel such rage when you say that. I'm so sorry everyone has an opinion about you.
I'm so sorry there's so much bandwagoning happening.
I'm so sorry there's so much bandwagoning happening.
I'm so sorry it's easier to blame you than to take the time to listen and understand properly.
I'm so sorry it's easier to blame you than to take the time to listen and understand properly.
I'm so sorry they can't see your suffering.
I'm so sorry they can't see your suffering.
I'm so sorry they've never seen your suffering.
I'm so sorry they've never seen your suffering.
I'm so sorry they don't care about your suffering.
I was about to say, ask if I could say that. I'm so sorry they don't care about your suffering. Can I add one there?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry you'll show them your suffering and they'll say it's fake.
I'm so sorry they'll show you your suffering and they'll say it's fake. Yeah. There's something coming through about victim. So I'm going to try this a couple of different ways.
Okay.
I'm so sorry they won't let you be a victim.
I'm so sorry they won't let you be a victim.
There's something about I'm so sorry. Let's try this. I'm so sorry they only see their own victimhood in you.
I'm so sorry they only see their own victimhood in you.
I'm so sorry they were silent.
I'm so sorry they were silent.
I'm so sorry they said nothing.
I'm so sorry they said nothing.
I'm so sorry they never spoke up for you.
I'm so sorry they never spoke up for you.
I'm so sorry they've never spoken up for you.
I'm so sorry they've never spoken up for you.
I'm so sorry they've been one-upping you when it comes to suffering.
I'm so sorry they've been one-upping you when it comes to suffering.
I'm so sorry there's always a but when it comes to your suffering.
I'm so sorry there's always a but when it comes to your suffering.
I'm so sorry the lack of support crosses every industry.
I'm so sorry the lack of support crosses every industry.
I'm so sorry when you name anti-Semitism, people deny it.
I'm so sorry when you name anti-Semitism, people deny it. Can I add something there? I don't know how to word this, but I'm being sarcastic. My favorite thing is when people are like, I love Jews. And then they're so anti-Semitic. And I'm like, it doesn't cross out your anti-Semitism if you just preface it by saying, I have Jewish friends. I love Jews.
How do we do that one? Let's think. Okay, I know what it is. Yeah, sorry, you go.
I was just thinking it's like I'm so sorry they say they love you, but they do something else.
Yeah, yeah. And I had another one coming through as well. So let's capture a couple there. So I'm so sorry they're so busy telling you what matters.
I'm so sorry they're so busy telling you what matters.
I'm so sorry they say they love you and then act against you.
I'm so sorry they say they love you and then act against you. Do you know the word that just jumped in? It's like mansplaining, but Jewsplaining. It's like, I'll tell you what's anti-Semitic. It's like, will you? Karen. Thank you.
I'm not even sure if this. Let's try this. We're going back to laughter, so that's good. That's another. I was going to say, I'm so busy Jewsplaining.
Yeah. I'm sorry, what?
I'm
What was
so
the
sorry
first
they're
bit? I'm
so
so sorry
busy Jewsplaining.
I'm so sorry they're so busy Jewsplaining.
Have you just coined a word there, do you think?
Yes. I'm going to put it on Threads.
Yeah, exactly.
You heard it here first.
Okay, so there's a last piece I want to do around untangling. There's this piece around grief. Do you feel that we've got that, or we need to go a little bit deeper on the grief first of all? I feel like maybe there's a bit more there.
Yeah. The thing with the grief is that I think it's so... I think there's two kinds of Jewish grief right now. There's the grief for the Jews in Israel, and there's the grief for the Jews in the diaspora.
Yeah.
And I can't know what the grief for Jews on Israeli soil and land is right now, because I don't have to I don't have to run for shelters. There are still rockets being fired every day. News isn't putting that on the news. And you know why people will say, but you have the Iron Dome, but you're like, there's a but. Again, there's a but. And every but is just trying to knock down the strength of my people. Every but is like, but you shouldn't be suffering so much. There's still the but. So the grief, I can speak to the grief of the Jews in the diaspora, which is different. Again, because the anti-Semitism here is different to there. My daughter was singing a Shabbat song on the balcony last week, and I wanted to pull her inside because I was scared that someone would hear us and know that we're Jewish. And how do I say to a 4-year-old, that's such a beautiful song, but can you sing it inside? And I think the grief is also tied into seeing so many images that you can never unsee. And so I don't know how far to go into it here, because everyone's seen something different. There's so much we've all seen, and then there's things we've seen differently, and then there's so many layers and levels of the grief, and it's just so dependent on where you're living and who's around you. Like, we moved into our home and it was a Jewish family, but they put the mezuzah on the wrong way. I don't know why. So we took it down, and I'm grateful that there is no mezuzah on our door. And a mezuzah is meant to protect you. And I feel relieved, because I wouldn't have wanted to make the decision to take it down. We just hadn't put one up yet. And I'm a little bit scared because you can see the outline of the last one, and I want to paint it over. Because, yeah. So there is so much grief, but you can see what comes through to clear, but maybe that's just because I'm so in it. I don't know how you do that.
That's okay. That's okay. That's my job. It's my job. We'll do, maybe we need to do more than one of these. Let's do what comes up today and then see where we go. Yeah?
Okay, yeah.
I have to ask one more question. I'm sorry to have to ask this
Of
because
course. It's okay.
upsetting me to ask it. So when the fear is there, like when you say, I wanted to ask her to come in off the balcony, what is the fear of, if we can name that?
It's the fear of being killed for being Jewish. It's the fear of, don't go down that alley, it's dark. There's a scary person in that alley. That's what it is. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't look at me. Don't find me. Don't
Yeah.
hear me.
Yeah.
Don't know I exist.
Yeah.
It's better. I'm safer if you don't know. And the thing in Judaism is that, and I know this is the same in the Quran, is that if you save a life, it's like you've saved the entire universe. Because every life is a universe. Every life is an entire world for someone. But the fear is, don't see me, don't look at me, don't know I exist. Keep walking.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Look at me. Don't know I exist. Okay. All right. Let's go. Another round. Come into our heart centers. Reconnect back into that expansive place of love. Eternal, unbreakable love and compassion. I'm so sorry that to be seen was to be killed.
I'm so sorry that to be seen was to be killed.
I'm so sorry that to be heard was a death sentence.
I'm so sorry that to be heard was a death sentence.
I'm going to say that one again, just slightly. I'm so sorry being heard could be a death sentence.
I'm so sorry being heard could be a death sentence.
I'm so sorry you're carrying the fear of being killed for being seen.
I'm so sorry you're carrying the fear of being killed for being seen.
I'm so sorry you were killed just for being you.
I'm so sorry you were killed just for being you.
I'm so sorry. It's easier to hide. I'm so sorry it's... No, this is how we want to say it. I'm so sorry you had to hide.
I'm so sorry you had to hide. Can I add one then?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that hiding didn't even always help.
I'm so sorry that hiding didn't always help. There's something coming through about had to rely on others to both protect you but also to advocate for you because you had no voice. So let's try both of those. So I'm so sorry you had to rely on others to protect you.
I'm so sorry you had to rely on others to protect you.
I'm so sorry you couldn't protect yourself.
I'm so sorry you couldn't protect yourself.
I'm so sorry you were dependent on other voices to advocate for you.
I'm so sorry you were dependent on other voices to advocate for you.
I'm so sorry your voice wasn't acceptable.
I'm so sorry your voice wasn't acceptable.
I'm so sorry there's so much grief.
I'm so sorry there's so much grief.
I'm so sorry there's so much pain.
I'm so sorry there's so much pain.
I'm so sorry there's been so much harm done.
I'm so sorry there's been so much harm done. And I feel, can we say something here? Something, because there's so much anger towards Jewish people for speaking up. And even if you look at like the protests around the world, it's so different. You look at the gas the Jews and fuck, sorry, I don't know if I can swear on this, the F the Jews. The hate that comes to us, it's like if you're Jewish and you speak up, you just get hate. But if you speak up for sovereignty of both people and you're Jewish, you just get hate. But I don't see that many people speaking up for sovereignty of both people who are not Jewish. It's a minority. And that I find so challenging.
So, what's the visibility element of that, or the voicing element? How would you describe it?
What comes to me is just constantly keeping score.
Keeping score. Yeah. Yeah. Let's do it that way. That feels right. That feels good. Okay. Let's do another round. This one, I might want to do some both ways. But I want to explain this to people who are watching, which is with this modality that we're using, which is compassion key, we can do it as we've been doing it. And then what we can do to try and unravel that interweaving of energies where you just it's like when you have a toxic person in your life and you just can't get away from them. You're like, oh my God, everything I do to try and get away from them, I can't. And so I use this modality to go back and forth. So I'll say, I'm so sorry that happened to you. I'm so sorry that happened to them. I'm so sorry this happened to you. I'm so sorry this happened to them. And I do that to unravel the intertwining of the two almost destinies. Is that something you'd be willing to do? Would you like to do a little bit of that in this?
Sure. I remember I've done it with you on one of our calls.
Yeah.
And I loved it. So happy to do it.
All right. Let's go. Let's come back to the heart center. I'm so sorry. They seem obsessed with keeping score.
I'm so sorry they seem obsessed with keeping score.
I'm so sorry. They won't let you grieve publicly.
I'm so sorry they won't let you grieve publicly.
I'm so sorry. They're so angry at you for speaking up.
I'm so sorry they're so angry at you for speaking up.
I'm so sorry you're so angry at them for speaking up.
I'm so sorry you're so angry at them for speaking up.
I'm so sorry when you speak up, you get hate back.
I'm so sorry when you speak up, you get hate back.
I'm so sorry when they speak up, they get hate back.
I'm so sorry when they speak up, they get hate back.
I'm so sorry so much hate comes your way.
I'm so sorry so much hate comes your way.
I'm so sorry so much hate comes their way.
I'm so sorry so much hate comes their way.
I'm so sorry they don't acknowledge or respect you.
I'm so sorry they don't acknowledge or respect you.
I'm so sorry they're afraid of you.
I'm so sorry they're afraid of you.
I'm so sorry you're afraid of them.
I'm so sorry you're afraid of them.
I'm so sorry there's been so much trauma for so long.
I'm so sorry there's been so much trauma for so long.
I'm so sorry you've not been heard for so very long.
I'm so sorry you've not been heard for so very long.
I'm so sorry you've been fighting to belong for so long.
I'm so sorry you've been fighting to belong for so long.
I'm so sorry nobody wants you to have a safe place.
I'm so sorry nobody wants you to have a safe place.
I'm so sorry it's been so hard to find peace.
I'm so sorry it's been so hard to find peace.
I'm so sorry this has been such a difficult path.
I'm so sorry this has been such a difficult path.
And just take a breath there. And let's open the eyes. So that feels like a completion for today, but does that feel true to you?
Yeah, yep. At the end I started to feel like I was, when you lose connection with where you are in your chair in relation to the desk and the floor. Yeah. No, I feel so much like clearer in my body compared to even the first 3 lines that we did at the very beginning. With each one, I could take it. With each one, my breath, like capacity expanded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I just want to say thank you for being willing to do this, particularly as it's something that we wanted to put out publicly, and yet we know that's not always well received, but I think it's really important. And I hope that
Yeah.
those who are watching find some benefit and that it's helpful.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for doing this. It's the most beautiful, generous thing. As you are our beautiful, generous Samantha the Witch.
My friend, shalom.
Shalom. Thank you.